guys, so today we're going to talk about ultrasounds. So when you find out you're pregnant, you want to determine when your last period was, right? And we'll use that date to determine how far along you are. Now, in order for us to know there's a baby, we have you pee in a cup and we'll do a pregnancy test. But we also do what's called a dating scan. So with the dating scan, we'll actually be able to measure baby from head to rump, because it's called crown rump length, but whatever the bottom's going to be, so the rump, we're going to measure that to determine how far along you are. So if you don't know how far along you are, because you don't know when your last period was, or you don't know when you conceived, then that's perfectly fine. We'll find out with the dating scan. The dating scan is really the very beginning of how we keep track of how many weeks you are. Typically, the dating scan is done around 10 weeks, but of course, everyone doesn't know when they're going to be 10 weeks. So a lot of times people will come for a pregnancy confirmation visit before 10 weeks, usually around 6 or 7 weeks, when they start realizing that they didn't have a period, or they had a weird period, or they start having symptoms of pregnancy. And that's when they'll show up for their pregnancy confirmation. We'll determine how far along you are at that visit, and then we'll schedule you for a dating scan after that. So at that visit, you'll know how far along you are, and then they'll try to do an ultrasound around like 9 or 10 weeks. You just want to make sure that there's a heartbeat when we do the dating scan. Now, some places will do it before the 9-10th week, and that's perfectly fine, but there is a chance that you don't hear the heartbeat because the baby's heart hasn't developed yet. So most providers like to schedule it around the time or a little bit after the development of the heart, so that way, you know, there's ease of mind. We know that it's a viable baby, and you can hear your baby's heartbeat for that first ultrasound. So it's very important to get a dating scan because this will determine how far along you are. Typically, we don't change any dates when you are further along in your pregnancy unless you just didn't know from the very beginning. But whatever the first ultrasound showed is typically what is gone by when you go to your visits. So if you go to your anatomy scan, which is the next ultrasound, and you say, I think my dates are wrong, if things are aligning right with that anatomy scan, whatever was on that dating scan stays, okay? Now, the dating scan is a really cute visit. It's basically a little pea that you will see, and that's your baby. And it's just really exciting because that will be the first time you hear the heartbeat of your baby. But you won't really see what looks like a baby until your anatomy scan. But either way, it's a fun visit. It's super cute. A lot of people cry. There's a lot of emotions. And it's a very important visit as far as establishing the fact that you're pregnant and moving forward with pregnancy care. Okay? So that is the dating scan. Part 2 is the anatomy scan. So continue along and follow along. Also, don't forget to get the birth affirmation cards. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Bye, guys.